afternoon, everyone. Today we're in St. Francis. I don't know why. The water's crystal clean. We got the east starting this afternoon and we're gonna have a good run of east. So we think the fishing is gonna get good in the next few days. Today is just about getting out there again, having some fun, making a throw or two. We were gonna fish Crom Mouth, get a lift across the other side, and then plans fell through there. There's a lot of weed on that side. We were going to fish for hounds. Hounds don't mind the clean water. But we decided to come through to George. Bunch of dogs having fun. We decided to come through to George Street just to make a throw. We were actually just going to check it out. And on the drone, the Tyrant spotted a massive ducky swimming around in the shallows here, just out of passing distance. Also spotted an eagle in the shallows, so we thought there's some form of life. Let's just give it a go. Just fish for an hour or two and see, maybe we get a lucky fish.
Well, maybe that black ray comes in.
Oh, Tyron wants a black ray. We had an awesome time with the black rays here about a week ago. We landed 6, so we lost 6, landed 6, which is quite cool. Doesn't happen very often that you get a day like that. Maybe there's a sneaky diamond. There's a very nice rip in front here. They do like that, even if the water's clean, so we're just gonna fish, see what we can do.
Ons dop.
Guys, Tyron is so excited to fish. He's had his rod bucket and his spinning casting glove on since the house this morning. The whole way here in the car.
Guys, and remember to like, share and subscribe if you enjoy the video. And yeah, lovely day. Open skies, nice and sunny. It's going to get hot. Let's see what happens.
Oh, fresh trace. Look at this, guys. 125-pound steel. Look how soft and supple it is. That new 7x7 from Fishman. Got a nice long bite trace. I've tested this, caught quite a few fish on it. I'm very happy with it. Even caught a couple of raggies on it and it has not broken, so it's nice. I think the 7x7 is a bit of a game changer as well if you want to fish for cob, and there's lots of those small sharks in the water, so I don't think a cob's going to mind this at all, especially if the water's a little dirty. And then if you do hook one of those little bronzies or something, you land it. You're not going to lose a hook to him when you put it off or something.
Okay, so the Saltwater Grinder Elite 4-piece, 18,000, 50-pound J braid on, 120. Oh, the leader's a bit damaged. I'm gonna change the leader now. Probably put about 180-pound leader on.
Decides to eat, imagine. So it's a nice mullet. Basically used almost the whole mullet to just get a nice little rugby ball shape. It's gonna throw well. There's a lot of oil. My favorite part of the mullet and the mackerel is that stomach. You can see this, the black lining has got so much oil in it. And especially when you tap it a few times, the oil just seeps out. You're gonna leave a nice little oil slick where the bait lands. Is that guy on with the fish or a piece of weed? Tyron's going to go help him. Looks like he's caught something. Something small, maybe a little sandy or something.
Just the yellowtail head, small one. And add some mackerel cutlets and then a piece of chocker on the side just to protect it from the pickers. There we go. Maybe a nice yellowtail fillet this side as well. A few mackerel fillet. And I'll put a bit of chocker over it. Piece of chocker, mackerel, yellowtail combination.
This quite interesting here at George Road. It's such a small piece of beach, and it's very tidal at the moment. At high tide there's actually no beach left. It comes all the way up to the rocks. The parking lot's getting demolished over here by every big swell. But on this little stretch of beach there's ghost crabs which have come back, which I had not seen before in the past. There's quite a lot of sand that's actually pushed up on this beach now. If I look at the rocks, it's quite high when the beach used to be pretty flat. I think with that there's a lot of little crabs now. If you look carefully you'll see these holes. Oh, there he comes out and he popped out and disappeared. So yeah, if you just walk along you'll see them. They're these tiny little crabs. They're almost the color of the sand. I've never really used any as bait, but I've heard they're brilliant. They're quite difficult to get. But I think it's just cool to see something different. Apparently the ghost crabs are pretty much absent on our stretch of coast, and in the past year or two I've seen loads of them. They're coming back in their thousands it seems. There's quite a lot of liveys around, so just gonna try and get one or two. I don't have a pump here or anything, but if I can get one, I'll put one livey out and see maybe I can bring us a bite. And the clean water, the silver, the shine and stuff from the mullets was always a good option, so let's see if I can get them. That's one or two monsters.
Adrenaline triple force, 4 to 6 ounce. So it goes at 10,000, 20 pound jailbait on, and yeah, 120 pound leader. Let's go chuck this live in and see what happens on it. Okay guys, we're gonna have to cut the trip short. We're gonna give it a few more minutes. There's a bit of an emergency at home. And then yeah, we took out the drone. I saw 2 black rays there at the back, but they were quite far out, unfortunately. 2 on camera. And this ducky from this morning. Other than that, it's been a bit quiet. Now Michael said he's gonna hook one over 200 now, a black ray.
Like there's the rip kicking up a bit of sand out there. There's a little patch of color now. This east is starting to blow. The tide pushing. It doesn't look terrible.
Kind of picking up there at the back.
There's a patch of color there, color there.
On the drone you can't see the bottom anymore. Sweet Caroline. Okay, so unfortunately we had to call it short at George Road. Seeing those, assume it was black ray, we were following it with the drone, so it was swimming away. It's like a big rock moving. And then of course the duckbill, like we saw on the drone, that really got the fish squirt fish fever. So a few days later we headed back to George Road. Watercolor was very nice, but unfortunately there was quite a bit of weed, so we headed to a different spot and tried our luck there. Okay guys, so we are fishing at St. Francis today, looking a bit around. It's angling week, so checking the water a bit by George Street. There is a bit of colour a bit further out where the push might come in, so we're going to go check by the rocks now. I'm joining Michael today, so I hope you can get some fish today, and remember to like, share and subscribe if you enjoy the video. And yeah, let's see what happens today.
Just got to George Road. That's a good choice. Just gonna make a few throws. Friends of ours were fishing here the whole morning. They said that it was pretty much dead. But we're just gonna stick it out for the pushing tide. We checked 1 or 2 other spots. The water's pretty clean everywhere. There is color here, and with the pushing tide it should come in. So just gonna throw, see what happens. Hopefully there's a diamond, or the water is apparently very cold, so maybe a chance of a raggy or something like that. Let's just go have fun.
See a small yellowtail head, a few yellowtail cutlets, a few mackerel cutlets.
There's 3 yellowtail heads out at the moment. Everyone's, because it's been slow, everyone's just having one big bait that can sit, take it easy, wait for the tide to turn. I'm just going to keep trying a few smaller baits and see if there's nothing biting. I'm just going to try mullet now. The Mackie head had a few nibbles, felt like barbel or something. There's quite a lot of weed in the water, making it tricky, so I'm just going to keep the smaller baits going for now and see if I can't just get a fish first. And then when the tide starts pushing, I'm also going to throw a big bait and just wait, leave it for as long as possible.
Gonna put a mullet bait out, just a head and a few cutlets around it. Maybe I'll add a bit of chocker, mackerel, we'll check. Okay, A lot of weed here in front. We're gonna make a move. We're gonna go check, maybe on the rocks or Kabio side. So yeah, see you there. Okay, still in St. Francis side, looking for a nice spot. We'll probably head to, what's that spot's name? The Michael spot. And we'll check if we can get something here. Otherwise, yeah, we'll see what happens. Okay, so that's the end of today. Unfortunately, no luck. Fishing's been bad today. This morning it sounds like they caught a few fish here, and yesterday I believe at was it by George? Yeah, yesterday at George. So we'll give it another day. Not the end of this show. We'll check us at the next spot. Unfortunately, no luck. We didn't catch anything there. In the morning there were quite a few cows, that's why we headed that way to Saltwater. But the evening, me and my dad headed back to Saltwater. Probably about, we went from 6, we ended the session with Michael, we finished at 3 and we headed back at about 6 or 7 o'clock and fished until 9:30. Ended up catching 2 spotties, my dad getting picked up by a nice reggie and another believed a cow. Unfortunately it dropped him. Ending off the day nicely, especially after a long day of not catching anything. That was a great way to end off the session. So the following evening I joined Theo and Steven back at Saltwater. So the session started off slow with the fish not committing properly, but eventually I got the first cow and then the fish just switched on. Quite a few fish caught that evening, and the session ending off with a nice raggy that Steven caught of 95 kilos and Theo with a smaller raggy of 121 centimeters. And that was the end of the session, 2 o'clock in the morning. So later that day I joined Valdo at Krom. Theo and Steven were joining a bit later. We headed there at about 5 or 6, and the first throw Valdo hooked a nice raggy, unfortunately bit him off. And as I went in to throw in my first bait, I threw a mullet head with a few mullet cutlets, and ended up getting a reggie of 55 kilos.
Hey, Darren is on!
Through the evening we caught quite a bit of fish, between 30 and 35 fish between the 4 of us. Theo catching quite a few raggies and Valdo also getting quite a few fish. We ended off the session at 6 and we caught the last fish just as we left. With the last baits being in the water, we caught the fish and we had to head back for work. So the following evening we planned to head back, but unfortunately the wind was picking up quite a bit after 9 o'clock the evening. But Michael ended up doing a solo mission at Kabuyos and getting a nice raggy of just over 2 meters. So the following day, Valdo headed to Algebara, catching quite a few smoothhounds and spotties, nice size smoothhounds and spotties. We went to look for some fresh bait and ended up at Raggy Holder later that evening after Theo got quite a few fresh mullet. Both Theo and Steven getting a spotty each, and Theo also getting a raggy. doing a night mission. I'm joining from Theo and from Stephen. We are fishing angling week. Nice big yellowtail. I'm going to trim it a bit off, just make it more streamlined. Okay, so just a few cutlets. This is just a yellowtail bait, yellowtail cutlet. Nice ball bait. And this is for a reggie. A big one. So let's hope we can catch it. Okay, cast it in. Now we wait. There we go. Stephen with a spotty. Right. Nice spotty. Stephen, right, we'll get a photo now. There she goes. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it. Also another fish here. There we go. Go. Okay, guys, I'm continuing with a draggy of 116. Very nice and deep. There we go. Female reggie, 117. Okay, that calls the end of the session. Unfortunately, nothing has happened for the last 3 hours. It's about 2 o'clock now. And yeah, we had 6 rods out here. I mean, 2 rods each. Well, I had 2 rods out. Uncle Theo had 2 rods out. Stephen had 1 rod out, and then there's a guy next to us that also had 2 rods out. So 7 rods about. So a lot quieter than the rest of this week. There was a bit of thunder in the distance, almost packed up. Looked like it was heading this way. It's still there. Just eat and clean off. Nothing on it. Yes, I did chuck the head again. So yeah. Then it became really quiet at Reggie Hole. We persisted until about 2-3 o'clock, and then we headed to Watertoring, where Theo and Stephen caught quite a few fish, more smooth downs and spotties. So the next day I decided to head down to Kalwios and go throw for a reggie. Still looking for the big reggie, and watercolor was nice. The formation wasn't great, but I did find a hole and ended up waiting there for a bit. But later that evening we had to call it short as the weather was moving in and a lot of thunder, very baie swaar weer wat deurgekom. If you enjoyed the video, remember to hit that like button, subscribe, and thanks for watching.